Hi everybody, my name is Ron. Welcome back to CMP MRRF Edition. So, I want to thank also our sponsor, which is Filament.ca. So what we're going to do, we're going to go around, show you what's going on here at MRRF 2019. So, without further ado, let's go. Hi everybody, I'm here with Luke from of Luke Cunningham of his channel Making with Luke. So this printer, I know this is the X1, but it's not the X1. What the?
Yeah, it was an X1, but I just did a few simple tweaks to it. I just extended the X and the Y axis, made a little custom rail and base for it, did a few firmware tweaks, and now I have a 1 foot by 2 foot or 300 by 650 millimeter build area. It's for what it is, I'm pretty impressed with it. It seems to be working fine, so yeah.
Yeah, and I also noticed over here that this you said was PC parts, is that correct?
That is correct, yep. I actually made the whole thing out of these CD-ROM drives. I got these all from salvage computers, and they have 40 millimeters of travel in each axis, which makes for a 40 by 40 by 40 build area. And I made the whole thing for under $40.
So let me get this straight. For $40, you were able to create all this?
Yes, an entire 3D printer, and I think that it works surprisingly well. Here's a few prints from it, and I'm happy with it. It was a bit hard to make by tweaking all the motors constantly, but I'm happy with it so far. So yeah,
it's just a great way to reuse and recycle. Yeah. And you said that this is all used parts from another system. Is that correct?
Yes, so I actually reused the rails from inkjet printers, but every part that you see that is black, gray, or white, I designed and printed myself. The whole printer I designed in Fusion, and the prints that I'm getting off of it have impressed me because I wasn't expecting it to print that well, actually. So. Yeah,
no, I'm really shocked with this. And how many days would you say it took you to create? Like, where does it come from?
Man, I wouldn't want to know how many hours I've put into it, but it's been hours upon hours. Man, I wouldn't even know where to start, how to calculate it, but it took me about 3 weeks to build this one last year, total. That was my first printer that I built from scratch, and that one's taken me 6 months on and off, and that one is the third iteration, but I've built the new assembly in about a week, so.
Yeah, I remember seeing it last time with just a long leg.
Yeah, it was an unstable design back then, but I've changed a few things, and I'm happy with how it's turned out. So,
well, I am impressed. Honestly, I am. So I want to thank you so much, and good luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
I'm here with Martin from Core 3D, and I must admit, when I first saw this, I was just thinking, okay, this is just your basic everyday, Delta, but it's not after I found that out.
No, it's I did not want to build just another Delta. I kind of over-engineered it, so I wanted to come up with new features. So there's actually two special features in this printer. First one I got to point out, this is the first Slinky use ever in a 3D printer.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one, but that one was easy. But actually, the printer was built around the rails. I bought the rails first and figured what to do with them. They came with 2 blocks, so I figured let's do something with the bed on the rails itself. So I'd seen videos of printers like this. What I do not want to do is every time I print something small to get on my knees and to get the print off. So I actually over-designed it to make the bed move up to table level where it will sit most of the time at my office.
So the table actually moves up?
The table moves up using macros. And what I'm actually doing is I'm moving the bed using the actual effector belts of the printer. So what normally operates the print itself, I can repurpose temporarily to actually lift up the bed and park it and put it elsewhere. So every corner of the bed has this device in it, that there's a belt running underneath the bed with a small motor, a NEMA 17. The printer actually runs on NEMA 23s. That will actually grab on to the belt, and it's going to release the bed from the frame. And then at that point, the effector will lift up the bed to the new location, reverse the process, grab onto the frame, release the belt, and at that point, Duet Wi-Fi will take over and actually start doing the calibration, and it's ready to go for the print again.
Okay. Whoa. Oh wow. Okay. So everything is was designed. I like the idea that this rises up.
Yeah.
That is like the smartest thing I've.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I could have done that manual, but what's the fun in that?
Exactly.
Right, so that's so no, I actually had to invent this device because that's the most challenging part, to make sure that I can grab onto the belt but hold on to the frame at the same time so nothing comes crashing down, and then release one of them or the other one to actually start making a motion or the locking. So this was the most challenging part. And then you had to write the macro to actually take care of that. So, and Duet Wi-Fi allows you to write all sorts of macros. So while this process is going on, I can change the current on the motors. I can change the speeds. The motor that runs underneath there is actually running on stall guards, so that gets set up. So you can rewrite, or you can write all of that stuff, and you can do some pretty funky stuff. Unfortunately, right now, I can only do 2 positions. I can do bottom, and I can do another level. And this is because right now there's no variables in Duet Wi-Fi. So Duet Wi-Fi, if you're listening, I need variables. Because then I can go actually relative from the current position. I can say go up 50 millimeters or go down 50 millimeters. For whatever reason, we might want to do that. I haven't figured that one out yet, but in time.
Well, it's very impressive. So if people want to know more about this, where can they?
Go to core3d.tech. That's my website, and from there they will find the links to not only this printer, but I have a bunch of instructables for printers that people can build themselves for free. And this is just this is my 5th design. At this point, I've never bought a printer in my life, so this is the last one. But there's a smaller one here that people can build themselves, fully featured. And then I have 3 other models that are also available for people to build themselves, and just people can do it themselves, because I actually get more fun out of building a 3D printer than printing itself. And I think a lot of people would feel the same way.
I have to definitely agree. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, guess who I ran into? Barclays.
Who? What? Me?
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, I'm jacked up. I just got hit by about 50 Nerf darts, which doesn't sound like a lot until you figure they're shooting like paintball guns. These are hopped up ones.
Yeah, no, I was seeing that. I was watching you shoot yourself like crazy.
It's very painful. Very, very painful.
I got to get my shells on just for the hell of it.
Oh, yeah. No, I want to get something to shoot my son with.
So, let's talk about stuff. You're looking a lot better. I know that you were on test drone and everything else, but I must admit, the weight looks a lot better. You're looking well. So
I've lost about 40 pounds so far. Been doing keto. They took me off the testosterone, though, because it cost 2 blood clots to form in my chest. Apparently, I was so manly, like even my blood wanted to congeal, but
So, let's ask about one other thing. I know that you built your own makerspace now?
Yes, actually, I converted my garage into makerspace. I've got 6 printers online right now. I'll have 9 on probably by the end of next week.
Oh, wow. I remember you putting out video. I just haven't seen it yet of the makerspace because I'm usually stuck doing, That's the way of a YouTuber. We don't have time to watch YouTube.
Yeah, no, I have the same problem. Everybody's like, who's your favorite YouTube channels? I'm like, I don't know. I'm too busy trying to create content.
Oh, I know that you're exhausted, and we got the tug of war, so we're going to probably show that a little bit later.
That'd be awesome, man. We kicked their ass. I can say ass on here, right? Or do I have to say butt, bleep? All right, there we go. They get the picture.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and I know that you're busy, but thanks anyways, and hopefully you've been enjoying Murph.
Murph. Yeah, I'll be back here, and I'll be to Earth too. I want to go to the next one. I heard it's really cool. So
it is great. I haven't be there myself. So
I'm back in the loop. So I'm going to be doing the circuit, ladies. Oh wait, my wife might be watching. Never mind. Just cut that part out.
I don't think we have time to edit.
It's fine. It's fine. She'll understand.
Thanks anyways.
You bet, man. Oh,
Jerry, I'm not going to see so many people getting injured right now. It's not even funny.
Two hands. Okay.
Where do I shoot him, Jerry?
All right, we got a zero.
Rolling audio.
Yeah, we need a
Audio.
Hang on. Wait. Somebody has to actually say go.
Yeah. Hold it. One. Anyone who passes this line loses. Yep. 519.
We think I'm dig deep.
What? Why would you be a part?
Gotta get low CG. Get down there.
590. 646.
Yeah, come on, boys. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Grab a hand,
All right, everybody, once again, you know who I'm talking to. It's Print and Play. James. So, James, let's talk about this. What inspired you to go this way?
This has kind of been the evolution. For MRRF last year, I brought a miniature little arcade cabinet that was printable on like a 200 by 200 build on printer. And we set that up. And then for IRF, I went a little bit bigger, went with a 2-player model. And then for MRRF, I decided to pull out all the stops and build a full 6-foot-tall arcade cabinet. And this is the product. This is called Ready Printer 1, inspired by the name of Ready Player 1, which was a book and then a movie that was released earlier this year.
And I noticed that with this area, now you got the setup to do 2 formats. Is that correct?
It is, yeah. So the actual screen on this will rotate between, I'm not going to do it because we've got some kids playing, but it will rotate between portrait and landscape so that I didn't need 2 cabinets to play the 2 different styles of game, and I don't end up with black borders on the screen, which you would get if you were playing it just, in one aspect ratio versus the other.
And what is powering this all together? Like for the program that you're using, and how are you getting it all powered up?
So the actual control system is a Raspberry Pi running RetroPie. The monitor is an old 17-inch LCD that was, just an old computer monitor. The controls are actually powered by basically what's a USB encoder, so everything gets wired into that. It goes out through USB to the Pi, makes it nice and simple. The audio system is actually an audio system from a boat, so it's got some waterproof speakers in there, just in case you want to take the printer or the cabinet in the pool, and an audio amplifier that's in the back that allows you to up the sound.
Okay, and I also noticed that you had like little logos on there for speakers. Is that because it was a sponsored build?
Oh yeah, this would not have been possible at all without IC3D. IC3D sent me 22 kilograms worth of their material, which was enough to print the cabinet, and then 3D Gloop was nice enough to actually give me their adhesive to get the whole thing glued together. So the fact that it made it 15 hours from our home in near Ottawa, Ontario, to here without falling apart is really a testament to how all that stuff holds together.
And how many hours would you say it took you to build this unit?
So we're at about 1,200 hours worth of printing, 100 hours or so worth of design, and the actual assembly was like a day to get the whole body together and get everything up and wired. That was like the simplest part of it once everything was actually finished printing.
And where can people find out more about you and your channel?
Well, my YouTube channel is basically where everything ends up. So youtube.com/printandplay. Eventually, the designs for this will be released online. And basically, that's the best place to find out news about any of the designs that I'm releasing in the future.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time, and have fun at MRRF.
You too. Thanks. Take care.